I've been thinking that it's time you and I had an honest conversation about diversity and inclusion. Today, I'm going to tell you how and why this should happen. I'm Jonathan Ashong Lamptey, and this is the Resource Groups podcast, where every week I connect the dots in terms of best practices and practical research to help the people within your workplace reach their potential and drive performance through inclusive practices. I'm on a mission to give you the tools that you need to make a difference where you work. We need to have an honest and meaningful conversation around diversity and inclusion. Get your pen and paper ready because in today's show, I'm going to discuss the reasons why you and I should speak directly about some of the challenges that you may be experiencing in the workplace. But before I do that, I want to draw your attention to the fact that if you're listening to this podcast, you're part of a global community. A community that is serious about creating a more inclusive workplace. My recent work in the US has reminded me about the importance of this community. My recent visit to Amazon headquarters reminded me of my core goals as part of my mission to help develop this community. I've said it before and I'll say it again, but to paraphrase Jeff Bezos, I want to create something that provides such good value that you would be irresponsible to not get involved. Let me say that again so it can sink in. I want to create something that provides such good value that you would be irresponsible if you did not get involved. So given that you and I share an interest in creating an inclusive workplace, the next thing I say is deliberately designed to be of outstanding value to you. I want to have a conversation with you, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons why this is necessary. 3 reasons why this matters. So here's the first reason. The first reason is that I want to help you personally. And I mean that literally. I want to help you on a one-to-one basis. Now, we're lucky to live in a world where the technology is available to make this happen. And so I'm going to make myself available for a one-to-one conversation on the phone or on Skype. Now, this way, we can have a conversation about some of your experiences, your challenges. Or you can just ask me some questions in order to help you at work. Why? Because even though I get emails from listeners from time to time, these conversations, they're not in real time. A real conversation allows us to get really specific really quickly. Remember, I want to provide so much value that you would be irresponsible to not get involved. Before I get to the second reason, I want to talk about the importance of sharing. If you hear anything that you find interesting, then please share it with one other person that you think would find it useful. Now, this is one week where I would expect you to be able to share this with somebody. The second reason I want to have a conversation with you is because I want to make this easy for you. I don't know where you are in your inclusion journey. I don't know if you're happy with the diversity promises that have been made to you. That's the thing. I want to know. I want to know where you are. I want to know where you're going. I want to know how I can help you. But I also want to make this as easy as possible. This means you don't have to call me. I'm going to call you. I can call you on Skype, I can call you on your office, I can call you on your personal line. It really doesn't matter. But this is going to be a focused conversation. We're going to speak about diversity, inclusion, employee resource groups, or anything else that you think I can help you with. I don't care if you're a FTSE 100 company. I don't care if you're a Fortune 500 company. I don't care if you're a non-profit organization or a public sector organization and you haven't figured out what diversity and inclusion means in general. None of that matters. What matters is me trying to help you. I want to make it easy for you to get the answers. And I also want to remind you that there are no stupid questions. And I'm going to do this with you in real time. Now, I've got one more reason why it's necessary for us to talk. But before we get into that, if you're finding us for the first time, make sure you check out the show notes. You can access this wherever you're listening to the podcast. And the show notes have got details of all the reports and all the resources that are mentioned in the show. And I've put this together for you so that you can go deeper into anything that we discuss here. That said, the third and final reason why it's necessary for us to have a conversation is that it gives me an opportunity to show, not tell. Show, not tell is a guiding principle behind everything that we do in our team. There are so many people going around saying that they're passionate about diversity and inclusion, or that inclusion is important to them. Every week, I tell you that I'm committed to helping the people within your workplace reach their potential and drive performance through inclusive practices. I tell you, but I also show you. Everything I say is supported by my actions. All of my talk is accompanied by a walk. And the standard that I've set for myself and my team requires us to do so. It requires us to do more. And more means not just talking about it, it means doing it. And I want you to benefit from this. So wherever you are on your journey, I want to help you at your own pace. And that means you can do so many different things. You can listen to the hours and hours of audio footage. You can work through the thousands of slides that we put out there. You can have your own workshops. Literally, we've got so many takeaways, so many activities that you can use. And now you can speak with me directly about anything that is related to what we're talking about here. And guess what? This is not a one-off event. Yep, I'll say it again. This is not a one-off event. I'm going to make myself available to speak with you every single month. I'm going to dedicate an entire day to this. So there's going to be a fixed number of time slots every month. And obviously it's going to be first come, first served. But it's something that I want to do in order to show my commitment to creating an inclusive workplace. If you want to have a conversation with me, email me at contact@resourcegroups.com. That's contact, CONTACT, @resourcegroups.com. And make sure you put in that email the subject title, which is Resource Groups Conversation. We'll sort out all the details from there, but that's how we're going to be able to speak. Now, if you want to discuss this with your friends and colleagues, I've created a slide deck for you. It summarizes everything that we discussed today because I want to give you the tools that you need to make a difference where you work. And on top of that, it's free, and you can get this from the Resource Groups community on LinkedIn. So let's wrap this up. What are the key messages here? 1. I want to have a conversation with you so that I can help you personally. 2. I want to make this easy for you, so I'm going to call you. And 3, this gives me an opportunity to show, not tell, how committed I am to helping you reach your inclusion goals. So what do you think? Is there a question that you want to ask me? What can I do to really help push change in your workplace? Get in touch or leave a message. I would love to hear from you. If you've learned something from today's show, you should sign up to our insider list. It's free and you can stay ahead of the pack and get the best of everything that I produce. Thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.